Hello?
Hi, hello, is this Samuel?
Yeah.
Hey man, what's up? This is Tommy. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Just want to let you know this call is gonna be recorded and potentially uploaded. Cool?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I have no problem with that.
All right, brother. How can I help?
All right, so I have so basically like I've been thinking about starting like my own YouTube channel.
Okay.
So I've already started because it's something that I don't know. Every time I sleep, I would just have these thoughts in my mind. Something that just telling me like, yo, you need to start a YouTube channel and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I created my channel and stuff. So basically, I'm doing like starting to do videos on like self improvement, kind of like just document my entire journey.
Okay.
And I wanted to like actually, especially as a new YouTuber, I just started like few days ago. I just wanted to ask like, what are some advice you have for me, because I remember I watched like your channel and stuff, and I remember you were talking about how like when you started, it took almost like 10 years or something for you to really get it and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So yeah,
Well,
that's like my main question.
first of all, I appreciate it, man. And it sounds like, by the way, how old are you?
I'm 19.
All right, so that's awesome. So you're 19 years old. Your name is Samuel. You just started
Mhm.
YouTube because you feel that urge to get started. So you started off and you're doing like self help while documenting your journey. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay. So what it sounds like to me is, right? You sound like me when I was like first getting started and I was just
Mhm.
trying out different things to see what I like and what I don't like. Remember, right? YouTube is like it's like TV.
All
So
right.
your job is to create a channel in a sense around a certain niche, a certain category, a certain sector and then
Mhm.
develop it. But the only way you figure out exactly which niche is best for you is by trying different things out. So I congratulate you on getting started. It took me around, I think it was like 11 years to actually do the whole thing, but it doesn't have to take you that long because that was pretty stupid, honestly. But if you read, for example, a few YouTube books and you take a few courses, like you'll get there a lot sooner than I did. One thing is though, right? If I could
Mhm.
start all over again and I'm 19 years old and I'm in your shoes, right? Do you have a job?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I have a part-time job, and I'm currently in college.
Nice. So
Full time.
what are you doing in college or what's your part-time job?
So basically, like I'm doing like international business, and but also I'm thinking about like going to like cybersecurity. That I've been thinking about
Into
that.
cybersecurity. And your
Yeah.
part-time job is what?
I work at Home Depot part time.
Okay, nice, awesome. You gotta hook me up with that discount, man. I just bought a house. Just joking. But overall, though, right? So part-time
Mhm.
job, Home Depot. Full-time student doing international business. That's crazy. You know why? Because when I was in high school, I wanted to do international business, but the college I applied to rejected me, and I couldn't get into the program. So that's how the whole accounting thing came to play. One thing I
Oh
will
wow.
tell you is this, right? When it
Mhm.
comes into picking a major, you pick a
Mhm.
major like it's a business decision. So you pick one that you like, you're good at, and is going to make you money. So how do you know if it's going to make you money? You look at the job growth. So if you go, for
Mhm.
example, to laborstatistics.gov, it shows you exactly the career you're heading into, the amount of jobs are actually available, if it's a growing industry, if it's a shrinking industry, and you do all the research possible on it. And then you go on YouTube, you go on LinkedIn, and you read everything people have to say about that
Mhm.
degree that people actually already done it and got jobs inside of it. That's what I would do. And then if you find out, yo, this thing sucks and it's not gonna get me a job, then you pivot into something that is going to get you a job because the whole goal of going to college is I'm gonna pay money so then I can make money. And the bonus is pick something you like so that way you're not miserable while you're doing it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason I asked you if you have a job is because a lot of people don't
Mhm.
do anything while they're doing YouTube, and I think that's a big mistake. So I'm happy that you're doing school, you're doing college. Well, college and school, same thing, but you're doing also like a job. So that's awesome. As far as like YouTube, if I was starting all over again, the first
Mhm.
thing I would do is I would pick a niche,
All
right?
right.
So understand your niche and understand how difficult it is to actually break into it. If you're doing, for example, general content as far as like, hey guys, wake up and go get it and go grind and let's get motivated, like that might be pretty hard to get into, right? Because then you have people have to pick you out of all the other videos about motivation. And usually what I've noticed is a lot of those motivation videos are usually based around other people that are giving speeches. I've seen channels like that also. Have you ever seen anything like that? Like Motivation, Dwayne Johnson. You know
Yeah,
what I'm talking about?
yeah.
I've seen those channels too, but the biggest thing that I've noticed with YouTube is if you make a channel around something that gives people value, it usually tends to
Hmm.
work out. So if you think you want to do, for example, motivational content, I would stick only to motivational content. And then my next step would be, well, let me look up the top 10 motivational channels and let's see what they're doing and what their blueprint is. And then I would use that blueprint to kind of know exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, how often do they post? What videos are they making? What are they not making? What is their audience craving the most? And also understand who the audience is, right? So the way I picture is imagine the person sitting down right now. Who's that person that is watching your content? For me, it's the person that's just getting started, is curious about finance and money, and just wants to know what to do next. That's my target audience. So you got to picture exactly who your target audience actually is and what their pains are, what their problems are, and then how are you going to help them solve those things. Make sense?
Yeah. And
That's the main.
also,
Go ahead.
when it comes to like, you talk about like taking course on YouTube. Which course would you recommend? Because
The
now we have a lot of gurus out here
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
trying to
course
like
the course I took was by Graham Stephan. It's a pretty solid
grand
course.
stuff.
Yeah, but if you don't have $300 to spend on a course, which is understandable, you work at Home Depot, I would just, for example, go ahead and buy a book on YouTube. There's
Wait,
a,
how much is his course?
I think it's like $300, something like that, potentially
Oh,
250 to 300. It's a good amount of money for the value, honestly. But if you don't have the money, I wouldn't wait until you have the money. You can buy a book for like $10, $15, and get the audio version for free if you want to, and then just get started with whatever you can. And then also check YouTube to learn more about YouTube and getting started. That's also a great option. Make sense?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's really it. But you personally though, what's your current financial situation? Like, how are you doing? Like, do you have any savings? Do you have any debt?
So basically, like I've been watching your YouTube channel for like I would say for like
Where are you from, by the
2 years
way?
now. So I'm in Colorado right now.
And that accent, is that a Coloradian accent?
No, no, no. So basically, originally, like I'm from West Africa, Liberia.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was getting curious about that accent. And by the way I speak to you now, which is like, oh, proper and slow and I enunciate, this is not normal for me. I had to practice this a lot. So, yeah, I'm being serious. So if you go back to my earlier videos, like you would see it. Like you could understand me when I spoke. So what I'm telling you is wherever you're starting right now, because for some
Mhm.
people, I understand you. For some people, they will not understand you. I'm being honest. So it's very important that you start, for example, to enunciate more and practice all those things.
All right.
Okay? But go ahead, continue.
Yeah.
Savings and debt.
So like I was saying, right? I've been watching your content for a minute, and also like financially, I started watching when I was like 17, but the moment I
Awesome.
turned 18, I created like a Robinhood account, and I started
Okay.
like investing, putting a little money aside and stuff like that. So right
Okay.
now, I do have like my budget, how much I spend on car insurance, on gas, and also like I run like my own credit program on
Okay.
Instagram. Yeah, so I also do that, and I was able to like get a couple clients and stuff like that. And also I have like an ebook coming out. So I'm just like, I'm
You're
just
trying
trying
different
to
things out. I got it.
yeah.
So you have any savings?
Yes, I do have savings.
How much do you have?
So currently right now in my savings account, to be honest, I only have like $1,000 because I remember you talking about like, and not leaving all your money in the bank and stuff like that. I would say I have
Mm-hmm.
most of my money like in my investing account, and I just
Okay.
started like investing a little bit into like Bitcoin and stuff like that.
Okay. Do you have any debt?
No, I don't have any debt. I make sure, like the little rules you said we should follow, where
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
like put all your little bills and stuff. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. So
Automation. Okay.
yeah.
All right. So here's the thing, right?
Mhm.
I'm guessing. Are you getting financial aid at school?
Yeah, but I also have like scholarships, grants.
Nice.
So yeah, I it's my second year right now. The only money I've spent out of pocket is money for books.
All right.
Because when I was in high school, I made sure to like apply for a lot of scholarships because I
That's
didn't
good.
want to take loan.
That's good. That's really good. So here's the main thing, right? Your
Mhm.
priority is if I'm you right now, I'm gonna do YouTube on the side. It's a side hustle. You build it up. You spend
Mhm.
like 4 hours every single day building it up, making your content, learn how to edit, learn about the algorithm, all that stuff. You can do it on the side. That's fine. But as far as like what you're doing right now with college and school, my first step would be like, let me make sure that my major is a major that's actually gonna make me money, right? And
Mhm.
something I actually like. So if it is, great. If it isn't, you pivot. Now, second thing, your biggest priority is going to be to graduate fully debt free, not investing. Let me explain. If
All
you
right.
put in, for example, $20,000 into this bachelor's degree, and then once
Mhm.
you graduate, you're making 40,000, or let's say, for example, you're making 60,000. That ROI, return on investment, is much higher than you can make, for example, making 8% or 12% on a stock. Make sense?
Yeah.
So your whole priority should be like, hey, let me just make sure that I graduate debt free. With all of the extra money, you can use that extra money to say, okay, this extra money, I'm gonna use it to save up for emergencies or save up even, for example, for moving out when the time actually comes, because that's also important. And then with the rest of the money, if you have money left over, you can say, okay, I'm gonna save up some money, for example, for investing. How would I invest? In a Roth IRA. Would I invest into Bitcoin? Not my game. If you want to gamble, I use the 90-10 rule, which basically means 90% of my money to things I understand, boring
Mhm.
stuff, and 10% of my stuff into things that I don't really understand, but I kind of just want to be a part of it, like Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or NFTs, like whatever you want to do. It's just for fun, but you won't lose all your money basically doing it. Make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
That's the idea. And if you want to copy the way I invest, you already know the links are always in the description. You can click it. You can know exactly what I invest into. And if you want to use another app, I don't care. Like as long as you know exactly what the best options are. And a great book on investing is called The Little Book About Common Sense Investing by John C. Bogle.
Yeah, I wrote that down. I think you mentioned that in one of your videos.
That's awesome. Yeah. So if you're interested, because a lot of the times, right, we try to do something without the knowledge, and that's how people burn. So
True.
focus on the knowledge first, and then the application. If you investing is one of those things that if you start without the knowledge, you might get lucky, and then you think you're smart, and then you burn, and then you're like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? So make
Yeah,
sure
I
you,
mean,
you
I
got the
was
knowledge
I was
first.
like, so even when I was in high school, I remember like that's the time because I wanted to like open an account with Robinhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I was in high school, I started like reading books and stuff like that. You know, just
So,
stuff online
so how
about
much do
like.
you have in Robinhood?
So right now in Robinhood, I have about like $5,000.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really good. 5,000, and you have it what a mix of Bitcoin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, you understand what you're doing?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes. I'm very positive. Like.
Okay. So, as you know, that's not my game. That's not the game I play. And I'm not in the game of telling people don't play whatever games they want to play. But what I will tell you is just make sure you also have money for your retirement. That's going to be growing. Because that's one of those things that it can be good today, but it can be bad tomorrow. No, you don't really know. You know what I mean? The same things that can go wrong with like a smaller crypto can also go wrong with like a bigger one, just the same. It's just that it has more notoriety. Okay? So just be careful. If you understand your game and you're willing to take the risk, that's fine. But just make sure you have, for example, like a safety net. So while you're young and you're starting off at age 19, every
Mhm.
dollar you invest today is going to be worth like 17 in the future. So like the more you invest, little by little, the more it's gonna grow. Make sense?
Yeah, and also I would say one of the things I really learned from you is like, living below your means and stuff like that.
Big facts. Big facts.
Yeah. Because, it really hit when I see your videos and stuff because it just kind of like motivates me to like do more,
Do more with
especially
less.
hearing your story and all that. So,
And,
what?
and let me ask you a question. You still live with your parents?
Yeah. By the way, I don't live on campus.
That's really good.
Yeah, I I,
That's
I
really
I
good.
don't live on campus. I do have friends, they live on campus and stuff like that,
Spend all that
but
money.
yeah, all that money.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'll just, be at home and just focus on school.
And let me ask you a
And
question. How are you balancing the money that you're making with your parents? Because I know I have a lot of friends that are African, and there's like this cultural bound to, if you're making money, you got to help the family out. So what's your balance with that?
no, my parents, it's not like that. Like,
That's good.
no, they're not like that.
You're lucky.
Their main focus is, um, they want to like help, cause by the way, they only have like three kids, right? I'm like the oldest brother and stuff like that.
Okay.
I have two little sisters. So it's my parents. They're more of like, whatever you want to do, just focus and do it, and we'll help you in the process.
That's
You know.
awesome. That's supportive parents. I like that, man. Let me ask you a question. What's your ebook about?
So my ebook I'm trying to publish. It will be about like credit and kind. I'll just put like all my knowledge and everything I've learned over the past few months about credit. That's why I'll be
So why
putting
don't you
that.
make a channel about credit?
Huh?
Why don't you make a channel about credit?
Oh, what?
Why don't you make a YouTube channel about credit?
I mean, I one of my friends, I talked to him. He was telling me the same thing, but I'm like, I want my channel. I want to make sure it's about like, just me documenting my journey.
Your
Like,
channel is not about you. Go film a
uh,
documentary if you want to, and keep it like in your books to show your grandparents or whatever you want to do. But your channel is not about you. Your channel is about providing value for other people.
yeah, you
I made the
mentioned that.
same exact mistake. I went like a year making daily vlogs, thinking about like, oh, I'm documenting my whole life. Why don't people care about this stuff? Because they don't. So it's cool. It's how you get started. But if you have a skill like that, which is like credit, building
Mhm.
credit, there are so many videos you can do on that stuff, and the channel is basically popping on credit. So you can make videos about top credit cards, how to build credit, how to get started with credit, what to do with collectors, what are the best credit
Yeah.
cards, what about this bank account, what about that bank account, what about this reward, what do you do with your rewards, how to get cash on your credit card. There are so many videos you can do on credit,
Mhm.
and you already know the information. It's like me. I went 11 years making videos about movie reviews, comedy, skits, and the one thing I liked was money and making money and talking about money. I was like, nobody cares about that, right? So don't make the same mistake, brother. If you got the skill with credit, you name it what your name is, and you get started talking about credit. And again, your first video, it
Mhm.
will suck, most likely. Super, super highly recommend it'll suck. But the more content you make, the better you're gonna get with speaking. You take your time. Editing in the beginning is gonna be a little tricky, but you get used to it. Recording is gonna be a little tricky, but you get used to it. And when you record something, make sure you have a script. And your script should be divided into three sections. You should have, for example, the hot intro, which basically means the thing that gets the person's attention so they actually are interested. Then you have the meat of the video, which is basically where the actual context actually is and all the information is. And then you have like the ending. And you always want to include a call of action in the beginning and also in the end. Guys, like, subscribe. In the end, like, subscribe. And that's how you kind of build up your momentum. But making a channel
Mhm.
about, guys, stay motivated. Check me out. I'm in college today. I just I just got out of Home Depot. You know what I mean? Like it
That is
sounds cool,
funny.
right? But it isn't. You know what I mean? A lot of people will probably will not be interested in it unless you got those things work a lot. Let me tell you when
Mhm.
you are already like decent enough, like kind of like a little big, you have like a few subscribers, and then those people are more interested now. Like, okay, you gave us this. What about your personal life? What is that like,
So
right?
what about stuff like, how to get how to study for like exams, and stuff like
That's
that.
a separate channel. You want to do
Oh,
too
all
much.
right, I
So if
get
you
that.
want to do that again, right? It's like TV. If I go to
Mhm.
Cartoon Network and I'm
Mhm.
looking at the news, I'm gonna be pissed because I'm there for cartoons, right? So your channel is either about credit or it's either about exams. And the big thing is, right? What you're gonna notice, Samuel, is that when you start a YouTube channel, it's a lot of
Mhm.
work. So most likely, you're not gonna be able to run two channels when you first get started. So that's why I say you lock in to the credit thing first, give it 12 to
Mhm.
18 months. You'd make all those videos, go to all those channels, the top ones, look at their top videos on credit, and you remake those videos with more information, better than theirs, better thumbnails than theirs, better information than theirs, and that's how you get started. And you start building your audience. If you have like an ebook about credit, put it in there. So that we don't have to wait until you get monetized. Now, big tip here, because I'm predicting that you're gonna shift over into credit, right? It
Mhm.
doesn't have to be just credit. It could be personal finance. It could be how to buy a house. It could be how to save money because you've been saving money, how to go to college for free, like things that are involved in the area of like, yo, all about saving money, personal finance. That's okay if you want to also. One thing,
Mhm.
when you make money, and you probably will make money, which is great, don't spend the money on hardware. Spend the money on an editor, people to
Mhm.
actually delegate things to. That's gonna save you a lot of time. A video can take you 2-3 hours to edit, right? Or 4 hours to
Mhm.
edit. It takes an editor 1 hour. My editor takes 1 hour. 1 hour to them equals $25. And to you, it means you record, the video is being edited, you're making another video, and things move a lot faster. So you go from making, for example, 1 to 2 videos a week, so now making 3 to 5 videos. Because initially, when you first get started, you want to blow up the scene with a lot of quality content, solving problems, and then
Okay.
eventually, once you kind of pop off, you can slow down a little bit and just say, okay, I'm gonna do 3 a week, and then because you already have the audience. But when you first get started, there are no breaks. Okay. All
Awesome. Awesome.
right, brother. Any more questions?
No, I don't have any questions. I really appreciate it for real.
I appreciate you, man. And Samuel, by the way, this is not a one-time call. So if you want to call back after a few weeks of giving things a try and you're working things out, feel free to call back. And again, welcome to the long-term team, and I appreciate you a ton, brother.
All right. Thank you.
All right, peace out, bro.
Peace.
All right, guys. So that right there was Samuel. If at any point, guys, you feel like Tommy, you're kind of harsh sometimes, right? I'm not harsh. I'm honest, and that's very important because you need people that are more honest. Because when you're not honest with people and you just try to like bloop 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 everything for them, and they don't get results, that's what happens. That's why they don't get results because you're not being honest. So I gotta be honest about certain things. Hey, your vocabulary can be a little bit more better because mine's can be a little more better. And I noticed that and I try to enhance it. That's what I basically do, right? If you're gonna make a channel, make it about not you, make it about something else that people are actually interested in. Those things matter a lot, right? So it's all about what can I give to people to actually help them out and solve some problems. Guys, if you want to be a YouTuber, watch this video not once, but twice. Watch it a few times. I guarantee if I had heard this advice when I was 11 years old, it would have changed my whole life. Like completely. I would have started a lot earlier. A lot earlier. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. If you want to join me on my next call, feel free to do so. The link is down below. On top of that, follow me on Instagram, Tommy Bryson. Send me a DM. Or on top of that, for example, right here, more content. And up here is my face. Click it and subscribe. Peace out.